Hello test takers, welcome back to Exam Prep Solutions, and today we have another sample problem. We're going to be going over Mohr's circle. In this one we have a couple excerpts from the FE exam manual. I encourage you to try the problem beforehand, check out the FE exam manual on your own. You're going to want to get used to that and practicing on your calculator that you're going to be using on the FE exam. So I'll give you a moment here to do that. Now let's get into the problem. The question is, find the two non-zero principal stresses of the following Mohr circle system. And so the two non-zero principal stresses are theta A and theta B over here, which is going to be C plus R, the center of the circle plus the radius, and C minus R, so center of the circle minus the radius. And so how do we find these values? Well, the first thing we're going to want to do is identify our points here. And so we know that our coordinates are going to be theta Y and then stress TXY. If we look at our diagram here, going up here, this is the stress Y, or I'm just going to call it theta Y here. We know that's 40 newtons. And the other point is going to be TXY here, and that's going to be 75. And then what's our other data point going to be? Well, the other one, if we look here, it's going to be theta X, TXY, and so we know from this diagram that theta X is 50, and then also 75. So we have our two data points now for Mohr's circle. You can draw it out if you want. It's not necessary for this problem. To find other values on the Mohr circle, it may be, but in this case it's not. Now we need to find the center of this circle here. To find the center of the circle, theta X plus theta Y, so 40 plus 50. If we had negative values, then we'd want to use a negative here, just in case. And that's going to be divided by 2. So it's pretty clear this is going to be, it's 45. So now we have the C value. Now we got to find the radius though. And so that is actually the square root. So it's a big equation here. Theta X, which is 50, minus 40. And that's going to be divided by 2 again. So I'm just going to put 45 in there because it's essentially the center squared, plus TXY, which is 75 squared. That's all going to be square rooted here, raised to the 0.5. What does that equal? 87.46. I'm just going to use 87.5 in this case. How do we find the two non-zero principal stresses? We're going to go 87.5, and we're going to go plus 45, and 87.5 minus 45. That's going to equal 42.5. So for this one, what is our non-zero stresses? Well, it's going to be 132.5 and 42.5. In this case, it looks like the closest answer is B. That might be a little far away from these values, but in this case, we're going to put B for that answer. So how did we solve this problem here? Well, we set up our Mohr circle. Using this diagram here, we're able to find the center and the radius from these coordinate points that we found from this diagram. Then we're able to calculate the two non-zero principal stresses. Just important to be careful and make sure our signage is correct. Our signage lined up with this one, but more complicated problems might have the force going this direction, and then it's going to be negative. We're going to need to be careful on these calculations here. That is how to perform a Mohr circle problem on the FE exam. If you have any questions, you should leave it in a comment down below, or if you have any suggestions of any sample problems you'd like us to tackle. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.